Calgary Place, hello my loves, مرحبا حبيبتي. So I don't think this is actually going to go up on Canada Day, but I'm filming this on Canada Day. My friend Amy, who here on Instagram, here on YouTube is Pause Beauty. I will link her channel and her tag video down below. Filmed this tag. Complete honesty, I've yet to watch it, but I saw it, and as I was sitting down, I was like filming another video, and I was scrolling through my feed, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, okay, I need to film this, and then I will go back and watch Amy's video and comment. But I need to film this since I'm in filming mode. So today is Canada Day. I legit have no idea what my upload schedule looks like next week. I'm trying to like pre-film a bunch of stuff. So that I have enough to carry me through like at least the first, if not the second day of Eid, so I have time to like be with my family and enjoy it. So yeah, I have no idea when this will go up, but I'm so proud to be Canadian. I love Canada. Before I get into the actual tag, here's an anecdote about my Canada Day. I like wore my red, I went out, I like went to buy Eid presents, and there were so many people out on the streets, and I'm like, I'm a hermit. My instinct when I see all these people is not to be like, oh, let's like see what's happening. Go out. I'm like, why? I needed it to be quiet today. I'm such a hermit. But it was so heartwarming to see that the people that were the most excited and the most dressed up and the most like adorned in flags that had them like in their hats and in their clothes and on their faces were all these, like, it was like this multicultural dream, basically. Like, it was just all these like families of Indian heritage, of Asian heritage, of Middle Eastern heritage. There were definitely also kind of white people. I feel so weird talking about race, but I think you know where I'm coming from. Like, it was just everyone was there. And so it was such a beautiful kind of celebration of our nation as being one that really embraces and celebrates that diversity, and it reminded me why I am so proud and so ingrained in this space. So yeah, there you go. I told you I've become a hippie and super sentimental. We're just gonna roll with it. So yeah, I didn't really do much of anything to celebrate. I was like running around doing errands and talking to my sister who's not here, so we celebrated over the phone. And then I saw this tag, and I was like, okay, well let's do something patriotic today. So I'm gonna read these questions and answer them. If any of you are Canadian, please answer them also. If any of you are a fan of Canada, answer them also. If you have answers to some of the questions, comment down below. Let us know. Okay, cool. Also, if you have not watched Superwoman's video on how Canadians wish they could answer their American friends, something like that, I'll link it down below. You need to watch it. It's funny. So the first question is, what do you order at Tim Hortons? I love the hot chocolate they make, which is like, I don't even want to know how much sugar is in that thing. It's so good. It's not hot chocolate. It's sugar and hot water, basically. Super good. And then my favorite donut that I order is the chocolate dip donut. So good. And then their bagels and cream cheese are super good. So yeah, bagel. So I'll usually do, I'm not picky, any kind of bagel. And sometimes I want normal cream cheese, and sometimes I want strawberry cream cheese. You're just in the mood sometimes. What's also weird about our Tim Hortons orders is that since we were little, I got the chocolate dip, my sister got the rainbow sprinkles, and my brother got the double chocolate. And I can't eat those donuts at Tim Hortons because they're not my donut. I'll eat them other places and I love them, but I can't eat them at those places because they're their donuts. It's weird. But yeah, there's that. The second is, what is the most annoying Canadian stereotype? So my best friend to this day still gives me grief all the time. And it's like, how's the igloo holding up? And I'm like, you have to stop. Or we talked about paying her back or something. She's like, well, I won't take acorns. She's like, you have acorns for currency. And I'm like, I do not live in an igloo. My pet is not a polar bear, and we have real money. So it's like a running joke. I don't actually care. I think there are stereotypes everywhere, and they are what they are. But it's like this constant thing between me and her, and I'm like, dude, enough. 3 is, how many provinces have you been to? So I've been to British Columbia. Let's work in words. I've been to British Columbia. I live in Alberta. I've been to Saskatchewan. I've not been to Manitoba. I'm so bad. My friend was here the other day and like asked me to name all the provinces. I was like, this is embarrassing. We're not going to tell people this, and now I'm telling the internet. I've been to Ottawa, and I've been to Montreal, or to Quebec. Quebec's the province. So I can't even count. 1, 2, 4? 3 or 4? Maybe? Okay. 4. Have you ever seen an igloo? I'm going to refer you back to point 2 on that one. That's how we're going to go. 5 is, how many words do you know that people think you say differently? People think we say a boot. And I've heard no one says a boot. I mean, okay, if you're from the Northwest, if you're from Newfoundland, everything you say is different. Like everything. Like I've met people that are Newfies, and it's a whole different language. But I've never heard anyone say a boot. Someone told me one time that people in Canada are supposed to say house differently, and I'm like, okay, and they couldn't even pronounce it, and I'm like, well, if you can't even pronounce the weird wrong pronunciation, I don't know what you're talking about. Noelle says I say comfortable, like a Bostonian, so I don't think it's a Canadian thing. I'll link Noelle's channel down below. But I think those are the only ones off the top of my head that I can think of. Number 6 is your favorite YTV show, The Big Comfy Couch. Let me know if you used to watch it too. I love it. I will still watch it if I can ever find it. 7 is one thing you wish you could buy in Canada you can't. So off the top of my head, it's that, where is it? I was just filming the review for it. It's this, the serum. The Drunk Elephant Seafoam a Day Serum. Why can't we get it in Canada? It Cosmetics, I also wish I could get up here in Canada. One of you told me though, oh, I forget your name. Like beautiful, short, blonde hair, really beautiful eyes in your little avatar. I'm not a creep, but I can't remember your name. I suck at names. You told me that It Cosmetics is coming to Sephora, which means that we can get it easier in Canada. So that one, I wish we could get in Canada, but I guess it's coming. There's a lot of stuff that I wish would be easier to get here in Canada, I guess. I wish we could get the same shipping you guys get in the States. That's what I really wish. 8, have you ever seen a moose, deer, any type of wildlife? So here's the thing. On one hand, my instincts go, I live in Canada, so obviously, and then I'm like, didn't we just say we're not going to live in these stereotypes? I've seen all these things. Deer, there are plenty of deer by the ravine at my old house. One time a moose came out and like hung out with me while I was washing my car. That was super scary. And I like backed away slowly. A moose is a huge animal. I don't know if you've ever seen a moose. Very large animal. Coyotes you see all the time. I also grew up on a farm, so like I've seen bears. Owls, dude, owls are no joke. I'm like, oh, owls are cute. Owls are huge. Huge. I came face to face with a wolf once when I was walking my dog when I lived on the farm. So yeah, all kinds of, like duck and geese and that kind of thing. A duck got into our, I'm really not helping with the Canadian stereotypes, am I? When we lived on the farm, a duck made its way through our chimney into my room in like the downstairs, like down 2 flights of stairs into my room. I like walk into my room and there's like a duck hanging out corner of my room. It was cool. Yeah. So all kinds of wildlife up here. 9 is your favorite winter product. I don't like winter. But I love sweaters and I wear them all year long, and I'm like really vindicated in wearing them in the winter. So maybe sweaters are my favorite winter product, but like if we could do without winter, life would be good. 10 is my favorite Canadian celebrity. Again, the snap reaction is Justin Trudeau, and I'm like, he's our prime minister. But he's kind of like a celebrity because honestly, let's get a little bit political. I don't know that he's actually passed a lot of policy recently that makes me think of him as a politician. I think he's a really great like PR guy. Like he did a lot of like photo ops with all the refugees he let in, and he's photo opping, and he's a good looking guy, right? So in my world, he's kind of still a celebrity until he proves himself. As much of a brat as he can be sometimes, I think Justin Bieber's a cool guy. Superwoman, Lily Singh, Superwoman is a Canadian celebrity who I'm super into. So let's go with that. 11 is, why are you proud to be Canadian? I'm laughing because I did my whole spiel at the beginning of this video. Canada is the place that raised me and that made me the person I am today. I'm grateful for it being a place that taught me acceptance and love and inclusion. And anytime I would ever get asked the where are you from question, or questions about my veil, or questions about my background, or the clothes I was eating, or why I was fasting, or anything that wasn't typical or stereotypical, it's not stereotypical, or cookie cutter, or like everyone else around me, every single time that it was done here in Canada by a fellow Canadian, it came from a place of like just wanting to understand more and general curiosity. A lot of the time when I get asked about it in different situations, it's to get pigeonholed and put in a box, and I hate that because I don't think anyone should put anyone else in a box or limit who they can be or how you perceive them. So it's a place that's always taught me inclusion, and it's a place that celebrates the hard work of immigrants. I come from immigrant parents. I know how hard both they and a lot of our friends have worked to come here and build to build a legacy and a future, and you know, all those really beautiful things. So yeah, I just, it being a place that celebrates that makes me so proud and so happy. Yeah, it's home, but it's home built on fundamentals that sit so well with me. So that's really why I'm proud to be Canadian. It's also why there's we're on a tangent now. There's been a lot of talk about immigration reform and how to kind of tighten the standards so that people don't cheat the system. There's a lot of, I have a friend who's writing a whole PhD thesis on this, which is why it's come up. But there's a lot of talk about kind of tightening the standards so that people stop cheating the system to get a convenience passport. So if, in case you don't know, a lot of people go through the steps of immigration, don't actually spend a single day here in Canada and get a passport in case something were to go wrong, or like they need to move or what have you. They have the ability to come here, or if nothing else, they have the ability to move around and travel without needing a visa, because a Canadian passport gets you most places. And it irks me, the idea of a convenience passport, but more so cheating the system to get one, irks me at my core, because it's a privilege to get to be a Canadian. It really, really is. And I'm not saying everyone should want to be. And honestly, if everyone wanted to be, then Canada would get really crowded, and I would, you know, the hermit, we've talked about me being a hermit, I wouldn't love it so much. But I think people that really want to be here and fear for their safety or want a better future for themselves or their kids, people work really, really hard to want to get here. And the people that are here work really, really hard to make it a beautiful, great place. So when people try to cheat that system, it drives me crazy, because they're taking advantage of a system that does nothing but support and help and foster all the really great things you want in a home. But they're also taking the opportunity away from someone else who really could benefit from it and who really wants it, you know? So you guys came here for a tag video and we got into an immigration rant. That's just how we roll. My camera's flashing at me, so I'm gonna do some points of positivity and leave you for the day. I hope this was enjoyable to watch. And yeah, points of positivity. Let's do it. The first is this tag, which is making me happy. The second is Canada Day, which is making me all like proud and patriotic. I don't get patriotic super often, but when I do, like, it's invigorating. I get it now. And then my third point of positivity is hanging out with you guys, and it really, really helping distract me from some other things that were stressing me out and dragging me down. So thank you guys. Let me know what's making you guys smile. Thank you for hanging out today. I'm gonna go, but before I leave you, as always, let me remind you that life is just way too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye, guys.